I'm Doug. Welcome to Exile. Kari Lake is still a fighter, and she has great ideas on how she can help Arizona further using her activist movement. Here she's proposing state-based border security instead of relying on the federal government.
Good morning, Major. Thank you so much for having me on.
The website is detailed and specific on the question of immigration and border security. You call for Arizona to join other states to form what you call a compact to carry out border security separate from the federal government.
So notice this has nothing to do with her winning an election. It's always going to be easier to pull this stuff off when you win. But this is still a fight that she can do. She can still put pressure on states and her own state to take care of this because it's a very popular issue.
Can you explain the legal and practical application of this approach?
So if you know the Constitution, you know that Article 4, Section 4 calls for the federal government to protect us from invasion. And under Joe Biden.
Yeah, how's Joe Biden doing? With that wide open border, people pouring over.
We just aren't seeing that. And we have an invasion at our border. These narco-terrorist groups have operational control, and they're using Arizona to smuggle people, to traffic children, and to traffic the most dangerous drug we've ever seen, fentanyl.
Someone can only do more than Joe Biden about the border.
It's right there in black and white in the Constitution, and we meet all three criteria. We have an invasion, our people are in imminent danger, and time is of the essence.
Yeah, I don't see this as a political issue. I don't see what her being a Republican has to do with this issue. I don't see what her winning or losing has to do with this issue. Everyone should agree with what she's saying, that we should be stopping human trafficking and fentanyl from coming over the border.
I've already got a couple other governors who are willing to help out. And I know that if you ask people in other states that are not border states, they deem this crisis on the border as one of the top issues facing our country.
I don't get why it's only a couple of governors are supporting this. I mean, why wouldn't all of them do it? This is where fentanyl comes into the country.
I've already talked to some other governors, and they're vowing to help us out wherever they can because they realized what comes into Arizona, fentanyl, people coming here illegally, children being trafficked, doesn't stay in Arizona. It goes to all 50 states. And I just spoke last week to a mother and father who lost their son.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi always says that she's for the kids. They're all for the kids. This is literally for the kids.
And it's just tragic. We're losing more people to fentanyl in Arizona since Joe Biden took office than we lost in 9/11 or during COVID. We'll challenge the federal government. I think we have the right to do this, and we will have attorneys file lawsuits as well. But we're not going to back down and let our people be overrun. We can't keep having this happen. We're losing our young generation. So I hope that Joe Biden doesn't fight us, because then it would really look like he's on the side of the cartels. And I don't think he wants the people to think that.
It's too late, because a whole lot of us already think.
Your website also says that Washington, D.C. incentivizes illegal immigration to satisfy, quote, big business lust for cheap labor.
Okay, that's not news. That has always been true, that there is a side of Washington that wants that cheap labor. And here she's going to quote Nancy Pelosi, which is my favorite.
I think it resides everywhere. And we saw it with Nancy Pelosi last week. I mean, it was the most racist thing I think I've heard her say, although she said quite a few things that are offensive. She said these people coming in illegally should go pick fruit in the South.
And actually, you could hear when Pelosi said it, her dentures were clicking on. It says, you pick the fruit. Who's going to pick our fruit in the South?
I couldn't believe my ears, Major, when I heard that. We want to make sure that our middle class and our working class are healthy. The Democrats used to care about our working class, and now they appear that they don't. 5 million people, where are they staying? They're not staying on the streets. It's American citizens who are homeless, and they're taking jobs from hardworking Arizonans.
I don't see who can disagree with this. And you're sitting here in my studio in the right place. Thank you so much for visiting me today. I'm Doug Tenapel in Exile.